Okay, so this week I want to talk about a topic that's I think is very important, especially in the cloud environment, and as we move forward with virtualization and containerization and microservices, and that's automation. There are several subcategories of automation. I'm going to focus on two that I think are the most important, and then I'm going to talk about a third just a little bit. The first one is business process or workflow automation. Now, a lot of people will tell you that there isn't really automation around that. If a workflow has to leave a piece of technology to get something done, and then someone has to come back and kick something back off, that doesn't seem like automation. But actually it is. Most of the cloud vendors, AWS, Azure, Google, they all have a workflow engine that takes into account these steps that may happen outside of the technology. So someone may have to go print something out or stamp something or physically place something in a box. And that's very important because up till now, the only things that we talked about in the automation world and the technology side was stuff that we could write code for. We can write code to help those workflows that happen outside of the technology. So I know that the purists out there will say that business processing and business process flows and workflows are not strictly technology and can't strictly be technology automated. And they're right. But in the technology world, the idea of an automation step across a business process or workflow that takes into account things that happen outside of the technology is very powerful. The second thing is automation. So true, pure automation, either automating desktops or automating workflows on desktops or automating workflows within servers, to anything from trying to automate an integration process between one system and another, to trying to automate the response to events in such a way that it corrects something or that it alerts somebody. All of those automation pieces are important, and they're becoming more so. If you're putting infrastructure in public cloud comes with a massive amount of service management automation around the things that you're putting out there. And if you're not looking at them, you're not getting the benefits out of being on the cloud. The companies that have built these clouds have built automation pieces to cause their infrastructure and their virtualized environments to run better, faster, smoother, report better, get billing information better, and you need to utilize those. You need somebody that understands the cloud environment, that knows how to build the systems, plan how you're going to build the systems to be able to take advantage of them. Which leads into the last piece that I'm going to talk about. And I'm only going to talk about it briefly. It's a big, massive topic called infrastructure as code. Now, what infrastructure as code is that programmers who are traditionally infrastructure guys or girls can write code that builds a piece of virtual infrastructure. So when they're building their application code, they may call out that they need, when the load on this particular application reaches a certain percentage, that it needs to kick off a piece of software that goes out and stands up maybe a duplicate copy and updates a load balancer so that they can scale outward. This is infrastructure as code. So if you hear somebody talking about infrastructure as code, that's what they're talking about. There are lots of ways to do it. The open standard that probably most people know about is OpenStack, but even within Azure and AWS, they have proprietary things. AWS has Beanstalk and CloudFormation that you can build automation pieces behind that kick off infrastructure as code. But even in proprietary systems like VMware has infrastructure as code capability built into it so that you can spin up additional VMs. Out of the box, VMware does vMotion between locations, which is an infrastructure as code. It's taking the existing virtual machine and moving it to another piece of hardware to balance the load on those two pieces of hardware. So as always, please give me feedback. For those of you who have given me feedback, I want to thank you very much. It has been really appreciated. The people that I have talked to and that through this video medium have reached out to me, I don't know how to thank you. Your support has meant the world to me. Thank you very much, and I will see you next week.